Hello, today, because we've had a lot of questions about this, we're going to talk about dermatitis, dry patches. They're generally here. Sometimes they're around the mouth, sometimes they're down in little lines. Dry patches can also be little round patches anywhere on the skin that I call eczematous patches, so they're sort of eczema. And we're going to throw in psoriasis as well, because psoriasis is also about skin inflammation. So any sort of dermatitis is a skin inflammation. Now, you're not smitten by whatever you believe in by these dry patches. There's a reason that you have those. And generally, virtually always, it's because your gut's inflamed. But in today's world, where people don't even appreciate how much they're stressed, and I certainly see it with my patients, I see it with people who I'm increasingly having to put on more and more things to handle their stress so that they can sleep, so that they can cope, so that they can deal with, being shut in, with the fear of this, that, and the other. Dermatitis is first and foremost caused by internal inflammation. Now, that internal inflammation is caused by stress and gut inflammation. Well, stress, we know what the causes are, and there's so many of them. Number two is gut inflammation. Everyone knows that I'm an eat right for your blood type person overall, not that we can ever eat right all the time for our blood type, but what happens when we eat things that we're sensitive or allergic to, or more likely sensitive to, and eating right with your blood type, there's genetic sensitivities, and that's what eat right for your blood type is. For instance, if you're A blood type, historically, genetically, you normally lack hydrochloric acid in your stomach. We've talked previously in other videos about my optimized HCl, which replaces that. And how do you know that you have it? Gas, bloating after you eat, if your food sits in your stomach. If you're constipated, but gas and bloating in particular, which is often caused by eating wrong for your blood type, eating foods that you're sensitive to. When you combine stress and gut inflammation, and then just the inflammation of daily life, because life is an inflammatory event, meaning that what ages us, what causes virtually any symptom is inflammation. And the reason that I'm also all about taking supplements internally is because inflammation is like a fire. It's setting a fire. And what I'm trying to do is put out the fire, because that fire manifests itself with things like dermatitis. If you have the eczema gene or the psoriasis gene, stress, heat sometimes, eating wrong for your blood type, or just eating foods that you're sensitive to will set off that gene. Inflammation activates that gene, and it manifests itself with different symptoms. Dermatitis is because the skin secondarily, not primarily, it's not because, primarily your skin is dry, secondarily your skin is dry because you're inflamed internally. So, as we all know, number one, what do you do internally? Well, number one, your food is your medicine. Eat right for your blood type. The more olive oil you eat, some people are allergic to coconut oil, a lot of people can't do coconut oil, so I tell people olive oil, whole ground flax meal. Nobody's allergic to that. Helps oil up your joints, oil your skin. Drinking plenty of water. The goal is to try to drink at least 1.5 liters, 2 liters a day. Exercise relieves your stress. It increases your endorphins, which are what give you inner peace and give you greater happiness. And what happens when you have greater happiness? You're not so stressed. If you're not so stressed, you don't have as much inflammation. And then Internally, you take antioxidants. The more antioxidants, the better. Now, the more green you eat, the better. But again, all green's not good for everybody. So that's why I give you a guide of eat right for your blood type. Carbs, sugars. You can eat some sugar and you can watch people's blood pressure go up, and that's because sugar inflames them, okay? So carbs and sweets, in the big picture, are not good for you. It's not, you can never eat them. The reason to be good is so you can be bad sometime. Life is meant to be lived. And God knows we need to live and have some fun. But they're healthier sweets, which are fruits. The darker, the better, okay? So, and they're usually sweeter, and they taste better, and they're better for you. And they have some antioxidants in them. Greens have antioxidants in them. Eating onions and garlic, antioxidants. Never mind, they help kill the COVID virus, etc. And every other virus. And there's a lot of other viruses in there that nobody talks about. If I did your blood work, I would see that you have, and I do for my patients on a regular basis. And so dermatitis, you got to treat it on the inside. The strongest antioxidant is glutathione. Well, we just got a glutathione lozenge, because glutathione is not a tasty thing overall, but there's a doctor from Emory, very famous gastroenterologist, who figured out how to do a glutathione lozenge that tastes well. And you see all these people out there getting intravenous glutathione, intravenous this and that. You can't take an intravenous every day. Never mind, it's really expensive, and it's not good for your veins in the big picture. And it circulates one time, you urinate it out, you've wasted a lot of money there. And so glutathione lozenge is the same amount of glutathione, 500 milligrams. You suck it, you chew it. It's good for your teeth. It helps prevent periodontal disease as well. And in the vein of your skin, incredibly anti-inflammatory. Your joints, anti-inflammatory, anti-aging. And what they found is it also kills viruses. So you are helping yourself on many, many levels with the right tool for the job. And at the end of the day, you want to use the right tool for the job. And also with supplements, just like with medications, supplements are medications. They basically, you've got to do the right dosage, which is why I tell you 500 milligrams. So glutathione, antioxidant. What else helps with anti-stress, which helps with dermatitis, etc. when it's a lot of times due to stress? Adrenal life force. Adrenal life force helps take care of your adrenals that sit on top of your kidneys, give you inner peace, make you happier, decrease your inflammation. Melatonin, the strongest antioxidant, but if you dream, if you're young, you generally do not need melatonin, so you go to glutathione. You go to vitamin C. There's a lot of vitamin C's on the market, but you want the ones that don't cause you to have diarrhea. You want the ones that are the higher dose. My Alkali C, my Camu, 4,000, 3,000 milligrams per tiny spoonful. More is better, because your body is very greedy for vitamin C. Your skin, for decreasing the production of wrinkles and brown spots and enlarged pores and acne and every other thing that we struggle with, aging, cellulite, everything, decreasing our hormones. Vitamin C, glutathione. R-lipoic acid lowers your blood sugar. Curcumin, one of the strongest ones, also well known to help be anti-cancer. Vitamin D. Vitamin D is, for any sort of dermatitis, it's oiling you up. Omega-3 fish oil, oiling you up. So you can eat salmon, you don't need to be eating sushi, because that makes you full of lead and mercury, okay? But you cook your fish because it vaporizes off the heavy metal. So don't be harming yourself when you think you're helping yourself. And I always feel guilty when I say that, but sushi's not good for anybody. So at the end of the day, then you have to put things on the surface of your skin. So whether you're dermatitis, you're dry, your little round patches. A lot of times I have people who come in, they say, oh, I have a round patch on my hand here, a round patch on my arm here, a round patch on my leg here. That's generally eczema. They may have the eczema gene, generally they do. With psoriasis, when they're stressed, with eczema, when they're stressed, what does it do? It sets it off. When the air is really dry, in the wintertime, people get more eczema and psoriasis, more dermatitis, because the skin is having all the moisture sucked out of it. Why do I use and am a huge proponent of my wrinkle filler, which is the densest hyaluronic on the market? Because what does hyaluronic do? It sits on the surface of the skin. It penetrates to a certain extent, but what it's doing is preventing that evaporative loss. So what do I put on dermatitis? Well, first of all, I try always to address the cause, which is why I'm always talking to you about internal. I'm always talking to you about your stress, your psychological, your happiness, okay? You're the captain of your happiness ship, and what do I do? What can I do to make you happier? But on the surface, number one, my serum. What does my serum do? It calms, it nurtures, it helps heal, it helps cure, because when it's inflamed, it's full of antioxidants, it's full of vitamins and minerals. It's like the food truck comes up and feeds the skin what it needs to help itself. On the surface of that, and look, I made my products where virtually all of them you mix together, because who has time to put this, that, and the other? And the reason I don't have a bunch of different products is because there's only so many you need. Otherwise, it's just overkill in marketing and not science. And so you mix a little hyaluronic with serum in your palm. You put it on your skin twice a day, your eczematous spots. And if that's not enough, you use my Emudermal. Why do I use Emudermal? Well, first of all, there's no product that anybody can make. And we talked about formulation. There's no product that anybody can make that's more moisturizing and more healing for inflamed skin than Emu. Also, Emu helps get rid of brown spots, okay? So there's a lot of different things that Emu's doing. It helps plump the skin. It's full of neodermal, which is the most exciting ingredient since retin A as far as making new collagen. But you can mix serum, wrinkle filler, and Emudermal. You can just do serum, see if that's enough. If that's not enough, then you mix a little wrinkle filler, a touch. Too much, it gets sticky because it's the strongest wrinkle, it's the strongest hyaluronic on the market. We all know that I'm all about maximal strength. And then if that's not enough, you put some Emudermal, mix it in there. You can mix them all together, dot it on there, do it twice a day. Virtually 100% of the time, just that takes care of people. But again, recognize that it's about consciousness. Why do I have this? And what do I do about the why? Because if you don't treat the why, you're basically just putting your fingers in the leaky dike, and you're not dealing with the cause. And if you don't deal with the cause, you're never going to win. So dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis. With psoriasis, FYI, as an aside, you don't put Emu on psoriasis. Oh, and there's another thing that you can put on there, which you can get at the grocery store, you can grow in your garden. Aloe Juice, whole leaf organic aloe juice, okay? Great toner. Do I think anybody needs a toner? No. But if you have dermatitis, aloe, great for that. What else is good for? Burns, good for any sort of skin irritation. But, and if you have a blood type, drink it. Plumps up your skin, helps get rid of constipation. And if you're constipated, you're never going to have good skin. So, we've talked about constipation. You can go back to those videos. And so that is what you do for eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, and hopefully that helps. And don't forget to drink lots of water. Take your antioxidants. You are what you eat. Food is your medicine. And you got to be happy as well. Thank you. Bye.